Yeah, no, the spall never got primed to start up, so I'm just priming it that way. It's getting off all the water in the pipes. But once it's primed, then you shouldn't have to worry about it too much. It'll get a little air when you open up the system, but not this much.
So you're just letting the air out?
Yeah, that's all this is right here. Is an air relief valve.
And this is what the
This
pump?
is your heater.
Oh, the heater.
So right here, this is your heater. Right here, that means it's off. You got spall mode and you got pool mode. The only difference between spall mode and pool mode is you can go a higher temperature in spall mode than you can in pool mode, but it has no idea what it's heating. It all depends on what you valve. If you got it in spall mode, you'll heat the spall. If you got it in pool mode, you turn this on, you'll be heating the pool. So essentially, all you got to do is hit that button. It swaps over to there. This is where you set your temperature. And normally, once you set it, it stays there. So next time you come, you just bump it on, and it'll go to whatever temperature you have set. So normal, I set them about 94. Is that good for y'all?
Yeah.
Is that pretty standard as
Yeah.
well?
So then it's probably going to take a few times because it's got to get the air out of the system, but it'll light itself. It'll self-ignite and purge itself and then light. And then whenever it's fully lit, it'll be green right here. If there's no water going through it or if there's no gas, it won't fire. It's got a safety features in there, that way it won't burn itself up. So if there's no water or no gas, it won't fire.
Okay.
And the first few times you use it, you might smoke a little bit. It's just burning off all the oil and the brand new coils and stuff like that. But after 2 or 3 times, it won't smoke or nothing like that.
Okay. And it's hot, right? It says hot.
It's not.
What's this?
That's just an extra mounting piece for the boiler if you're going to be hung on the wall.
So yeah, I smell it.
Yeah, it's purging that gas, trying to get the light.
So obviously it's going to be set at 90. All we do is just
No,
press-
90s.
94.
That's
94,
the actual
sorry.
water temperature. So
Oh, okay.
it's set at 94. So all you would do is come up. It's off. You put it there,
And that's it.
and
Just press the blue button, right?
Yes, sir. And like I said, or you can put it in full mode and set that temperature, but the only difference in the two. And then whenever it's finally lit, it'll be green right there. That's when it's lit. Your UV, it's just got a pressure sensor in there, so as soon as water starts pumping through there, it kicks on. So if you ever see it's not lit and you got some air in there, it's probably just priming up. Once that air gets out and everything's circulating good, it'll come on. Your O3, you'll have your own time clock there, which whenever we hook that up, we'll set the timer whatever the same time as you're running your pool, and that way it'll running together. It'll have a regulator valve that bolts on the bottom right there, and it'll just have a range on it, and have a little ball that floats, and you're just going to adjust that valve to where the ball's in the middle of the normal range. That's all that'll be. But that's what I'm going to have to get hooked up later because the park's not there.
Okay. So right now it's in spawn mode, right? So we want to switch it back to fuel.
Switch it back to pool.
So how do we do that? Let's try.
I always just pause it that way it doesn't shut off. I mean, if you shut it off too quick, it'll freak out. But to pause it, you just got stop this resume button. You press stop. It'll tell you it's stopped right now. You'll have to press resume to go back to its normal time.
Okay.
To do that,
Now you.
you'll swap this one to here. And this one, you'll swap not completely shut off, but almost shut off about right there.
Okay.
And you'll kick it back on. You just hit resume. It'll go to whatever the timer you have set. If you don't set, and then it'll go back to the timers. That's all that is.
Okay.
Right here,
Oh, and that's everything that we've been catching?
yeah, it's some debris and stuff that's coming in through there. You got your skimmer, your main drain, and your cleaner. I got your cleaner shut off right now because it's just going to have a return on the wall if you stick your hand on it with it on and suck your hand in the wall. They still will suggest waiting at least 2 to 3 weeks for that, just so the cleaners, not the teeth on the plaster or the plaster completely cured before you have any kind of hard plastic or something like that.
One side.
So it's off right here. To turn it on, all you would do is just turn this here. And if you see that it's moving but you need a little bit more pressure, you can turn your skimmer or your main drain down, and to turn them down, just kind of turn it there, and it'll allow more pressure to come on that cleaner line. So that's wide open, and then down's off,
Okay.
which has got the arrows right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut the cleaner back off. To clean the equipment, you would just stop it, clean this out. All you do, it's got arrows on it.
Ooh.
Pop this open, and then dump this basket out. It goes in one way. This hole lines up with this hole right here. It actually won't even allow you to shut the lid. It's got a flat spot right here. Pop that back in. Twist this around till it drops down, and once it drops down, just pop it closed.
Okay.
To clean this, as you got it stopped, you got a plug in the back. You'll pull that plug out and allow it to drain.
The black one?
Yes, ma'am. That black plug you can slide a screwdriver right in the middle of it and it'll pop out. You
Okay.
can unscrew it then. It's got a little slide in there, so you can put a screwdriver there and just pop it so it'll unscrew. Pull that off, let it drain. Then you'll pull this band off. Pop the top off. You've got 4 cartridge filters that stand up with a manifold on top of them. They go in one way, they come out one way. Pull the manifold off, pull the filters off, spray them off with a water hose.
How often do we need to do that?
That it'll tell you every 10 pounds of pressure. So after, I would suggest cleaning it here in the next week or two. That way, because it's gonna have dust and stuff from the initial cleanup, from the initial startup, and everything else like that. Once you rinse them off with a water hose, you put it back together, kick your pump on, let it get down to this normal time. Because when you first kick it off and kick it back on, it automatically primes at max speed. So allow it to get to its normal speed, and then the black line right here will be the pressure. So after you clean it, you'll see where your pressure's sitting. And then you'll adjust this knob right here, line the green one up with the black one, and when it hits the red, it's time to clean them again.
So when the green and the red line up?
When the black one hits the red.
Oh,
So you'll
okay.
line the green one up with the black one after you get through cleaning it. Because your black one's your pressure. So you'll see where your pressure's at, you'll line the green one up with that, and then when the black one hits the red, it's time to clean them.
Okay. And just with water hose, we just take
Yeah,
out
just spray
the
them off with a water
cartridges.
hose. You pull it's got a plastic manifold on top that holds all of them. You pull that off, set it to the side, and then you just pull them out and spray them off. They last like 5 years. They got like rubber rings that hold the slats together. Those kind of deteriorate, but as long as the slats are still good and you can tell they're still good, you can just keep using them and spray them off. We don't suggest not a pressure washer because that'll kind of eat up the material. But if you just spray them off with a water hose, you'll be good.
Okay.
As far as your pump goes, if you hit menu, you got through all your different menus. You got your timers menu, your speeds menu, diagnostics menu, and then this one's the only one that's locked, your configuration menu. To unlock it, you would just hold these 2 buttons. You should never have to get in here. I mean, this is kind of set up your time and stuff like that, but it's already set, and it's got a memory too, so if it were to lose power, I don't know exactly how long, but it'll hold power for, I think, at least 3 days.
Okay.
So configuration menu, now that it's unlocked, you can just hit the arrow button to go through it. You got your time, your speeds, your max allowed, your max minimum allowed, your prime duration. And then I've got low temp, I've already enabled it. So when it gets to 35 degrees outside, the pump will automatically kick on and start circulating water so your pipes don't freeze.
Cool.
So next menu, just hit this, hit the menu again, you'll go to the next menu. So now you're in your timers menu. You've got up to 8 timers that you can set. Have y'all thought about what time of day y'all want to run it? Normal, we run it about 8 hours, not on high, not max, but on high for about 8 hours. But some people like it different. At the end of the day, It's all what you want to pay on the electric bill is on that.
Right. It's
Because
better to do it at night, right?
it's just mainly whenever you're going to use it, because you want that water circulating when you're in there. And you've also got these speed selections here. So if it is outside of a timer and you want to come use it or get in the spa or something, you can hit one of these speeds button and it'll kick it on. And then you either have to come manually turn it off, or when it gets back to the timer that's set, it'll start running off that timer again.
And how many hours does it need to run? About 8?
Normal is about 8 hours.
So we start at 5 o'clock? Is that a good time?
Okay.
5
What?
p.m.?
So we already got one timer here to adjust it. You're going to go to timer 1, you'll hit up. You can change the name of it. You'll hit over, the speed, the RPMs. Like I said, max is 3450. 3200 is about 93%, which is pretty good. So you get all your water features and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So then you'll hit over again. Now you're in your time. So you said you wanted to kick on at 5 p.m.
Yeah. Is that a good time?
Yeah, I mean, just whenever you're going to use it. Some people set them in the mornings, but it's because they're home during the day. But some people, if you're not going to get home till later, you want it running whenever you're in the pool.
And to change it, we just come here.
To
and-
change it, you just go to the timers. Whatever timer you got set, you'll hit plus on that one, or you can just set another one. There's 8 timers you can set on this pump.
So for the weekends, also.
You can set it for days of the week and stuff like that. Like this one, we can set for 7 days of the week, so it'll come on. But then you've also got, you can set each day of the week. If you want a different timer for Saturday or something like that, you can set it to secondary timer for that.
I think we want to do a secondary timer for the weekends, right? Because we're here. Yeah.
So 5 p.m. to
No.
midnight.
Yeah, midnight's right. That's 7 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that one, 7 days a week. So that one's set. So then we'll come over here. We can set a secondary timer for Saturday if you would like.
Yeah,
Hit
Saturday.
plus, timer 2. We're set the speed, so we're gonna bump it up to 3200. You know what time?
Like 12 to 12? 12 to 12? Yeah, that's fine. 12 to 12.
So noon.
Yeah.
And this is where you'll change the date. So, oh, back. So set it 7 days a week. Hit up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
So that one's set from noon to midnight. It'll run on Saturday. And then you got just all these different timers that you can go through and set. When you're done, menu, up to save it. Anytime you change any kind of timer or something, the pump will shut off and then start working off that timer. Like, right, so we set that pump, we set it to start at 5, that's why it's not kicking on right now. So if you were to come out and, like I said, you're outside of a timer, you could just hit one of these speed buttons. This one's already set, so it'll run until your timer kicks off. And you've got these are all just different speeds, so if you want a lower speed, you can just hit speed 1. And then whatever, it'll shut off whenever it gets to that timer, or you can come, press stop, resume, and now it's back on your timer.